On page 1 of your opening statement, you refer to toxicology services, including the interpretation of analytical results in relation to legislated per se limits. On that issue, as I understand, there are two important considerations. One is detection, and the other is enforcement tools. On the issue of detection, obviously, linking THC to impairment is required to support the establishment of a scientifically supported per se limit. In addition, the development of accurate and reliable roadside testing tools are required. Is this an accurate reflection of what I've just said?
If I understood correctly, sir, it's in terms of the tools that are currently available to detect impaired driving.
Yes.
Then I think the investigators would have a whole range of tools at their disposal, which they would have previously.
Yes, but it's important to have scientifically established per se limits.
Yes, and you know, I think if it's a question around the per se, I think I would refer to the report prepared by the Drugs and Driving Committee on the per se limit, because it's kind of outside of our purview from what we do.
Yeah. If you have the tools, obviously you'll be able to do the job.
If we have the tools, and if there is a per se, then we will be able to, with the instruments and robots we have, to determine the concentration of that particular drug in the blood.
How reliable is blood concentration as an indicator of impairment for drugs?
Okay, and maybe I'll refer that question to my colleague, Jillian.
Hi there. Hello, good morning. So your question is about the reliability of any drug concentration to predict impairment. That will depend on a number of factors. The role of a forensic toxicologist is to review the scientific literature around the drug in question and provide an opinion as to whether or not the concentration detected is likely to be impairing at all. We can't provide any information on a specific individual on how likely it is that that individual will be impaired, and it is an inexact science. Per se limits are typically set from a policy and public health perspective. For drugs, you cannot guarantee that at a particular per se limit, everybody above the limit will be impaired, nor can you guarantee that everybody below the limit will not be impaired. So the science surrounding pinpointing a blood drug concentration for which everybody will be impaired is simply not there at this point as it is for alcohol.
Obviously, there will be a variation depending on the type of drugs.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.